Hello, amazing listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Transform Yourself, the podcast that is all about empowering you to shed your stubborn pounds and embrace your best selves. We are your hosts, Kacy and Tyler, and we have lost a collective 130 pounds, and we use the 4 M's of fitness, mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building to create attainable and sustainable approach to weight loss. So whether you're a fitness enthusiast, a beginner, or maybe you're just curious about making positive changes, Transform Yourself is your go-to source for inspiration, information, and a good dose of motivation. So listen up. If you are walking around like a zombie in yoga pants and you're wondering why the scale won't budge, today's episode, it's all about sleep.
Probably the most underrated
fat loss tool out there.
Yeah, I was going to say health hack, but that sounds very hacky, and I hate it when people use hacks.
Yeah.
Say everything's a hack, yeah.
It's true. Everything is a hack. So, sleep. Sleep, it's an underrated fat loss tool, and let me be the first to tell you that, for the past, forever, I've struggled with sleep. I'm a very light sleeper.
For the longest time.
Yeah.
From basically ever.
I know. From out of the womb, I have struggled with sleep.
Yeah.
But specifically during my perimenopause years, which I am currently in the midst of, I have had, all the things, hot flashes, night sweats. I have to get up more than once to pee, even if I don't drink right before bed, right? Sleep is just a major struggle for me. And so I'm going to share some of the habits, some of the things that I have put in place, because I would be willing to say that a few years ago, my sleep on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best sleep ever, was probably around like a 3. And I would say my sleep is closer to a 7, 8 right now.
Wow.
And
I can tell it's gotten a lot better.
So much better.
Recent months.
And I've put some effort into getting better sleep, and I really feel the difference in everything, in getting to my goals, in recovery. We're going to talk about all that, but I will tell you what I did and what I put in place to move the needle with my sleep hygiene. But first, I'm going to cover some fun facts about sleep, and then I'm also going to cover how sleep affects fat loss goals. So, fun fact, did you know that you cycle 4 to 6 sleep cycles per night? So, and each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and that includes deep sleep and REM sleep. And both of those are crucial for recovery. And did you know that when you sleep, it triggers a release of growth hormone, which repairs muscles, tissues, strengthens your immune system, all part of what we're going to talk about today. And did you know that humans are the only mammals that willingly delay sleep? Think about that.
I can definitely say our dog is not in that category. She'll sleep 18 hours a day, like she's been working on a ranch. She's worthless.
Yeah. I mean, really think about your animals, y'all. Your animals are not delaying. If they're tired, they're just boom. They're going to sleep where they're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So interesting. And dreams help you process emotions that you have during the day. So some scientists call dreaming overnight therapy. It's kind of like your brain detoxing from emotional stress. I am a dreamer. I do. I have dreams.
I know. I had to wake you up from a nightmare last weekend.
I know.
She was like whimpering in her sleep, and I could tell like
I was struggling. It was a terrible nightmare. I don't even remember exactly what it was
and
about.
It was like 3 a.m. It was the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And it was so frantic. You woke me up, and I'm not a light sleeper.
Yeah. I was breathing hard. I was whimpering. I was not in a good space in my emotional state in my brain.
I don't know what was going on.
I'm not sure either, but you know what? I woke up and I was fine. All good.
He was like, taxes. Taxes are again, not again.
Right, tax season. That's what it was.
I give enough.
And finally, fun fact, your core body temperature, it drops during sleep. That's why cooler rooms will help you fall asleep faster and get more
Oh, really?
restorative
I didn't know
sleep.
that.
Yeah, your body temperature drops
How
during
much
sleep.
does it drop? A couple, just like, I can only imagine it's like 2 degrees at the most.
I don't have that data with me
okay.
right here. I just listened to a Andrew Huberman podcast about that though. And I don't think it's much. I think it's like 2 or 3 degrees. And then right before you wake up, your body temperature raises. So your body temperature dropping is part of, you getting
Part of
deep
the
sleep.
cycle.
Yeah, part of the cycle of sleep. Exactly. So what does sleep have to do with fat loss? Well, let's get started. So sleep is required for hormonal regulation, ladies. Hormonal regulation. So the hormones I'm going to talk about here are the hunger hormones and the I'm full hormones. So we're going to talk about leptin and ghrelin. So let's talk about ghrelin first. Ghrelin, I think about it like when you have ghrelin, your stomach is growling. So ghrelin is the hormone that signals your stomach to growl. Mm-hmm. It's the hormone that signals that you're hungry. And if you skimp on sleep, guess what? Ghrelin is going to go nuts. In other words, it's going to go wild. Your friend ghrelin is going to be all up in your business the next day, telling you and your stomach and your brain, I am hungry. I am hungry. I am still hungry. and you are going to feel extra hungry if you do not get enough sleep. And your leptin, on the other hand, leptin is the hormone that signals to your brain that you are full. And guess what? If you lack sleep, leptin's going to totally take the day off. So that next day, you're not going to feel full. You're going to eat, but not feel full. And then you're going to feel extra hungry because ghrelin's in the way, right? So...
and that also just makes sense if you think about your own life.
Yeah.
Like when you stay up late, have some drinks and do whatever, and you have awful sleep, the next day, it is like you're a bottomless pit.
That's exactly it.
Like
you are a bottomless pit.
You wake
and it's
up
because of your hormones.
Yeah, and you're like, let's get nachos. I need to get nachos.
Right.
And you have that woman look in your face where like they need nachos or you better get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that look. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's not willpower, y'all. It's your hormones that are throwing a tantrum because you had lack of sleep. Lack of sleep can also have a mad effect on cravings, right? So ever notice how a terrible night's sleep, like all you want is a muffin like the size of your head?
You're like, I want 17 cheese enchiladas today. you know, like, 'cause that's how it feels.
Yeah. You have extra cravings. So sleep deprivation changes your brain's reward center. And so suddenly, like you're walking past the break room and that donut looks like a really good idea. So here, and you might also notice, like if you lack sleep, you're not going to crave kale the next day. What are you going to crave? You're going to crave sugar and carbs and fat. You're going to crave the things that give you energy because your body is lacking energy because you're sleep deprived. Mm-hmm. And so you're going to crave those carby type foods. And it's not just cravings. You're more likely to give in. Your impulse control in your center of your brain, it's not going to work as well, y'all. And healthy eating plan, goodbye, out the door, out the window when you lack sleep. Sleep is also going to affect your, total energy for the next day. And so if you are on a plan of strength training, any of my clients, they're all on strength training plans. And if they're lacking sleep, guess what? You're
going to struggle.
You're going to struggle big time with your lifts that very next day.
You're going to struggle not only with just the lift, the exercise in general, if you get to that point, because you're making roadblocks that don't have to be there.
That's right.
You're going to be, I don't feel like going. I'm just going to sit and watch
Netflix,
Love is Blind part, season 9 or whatever it is.
I do love that show. You are less likely to work out, first of all, but then even if you do, your performance is going to suffer. So lack of sleep is going to affect your exercise, your movement. And lack of sleep also increases cortisol. So we're back to hormones, y'all. Cortisol is belly fat's favorite hormone, by the way. So Cortisol is what we know of as our stress hormone. And if you don't sleep, or you don't sleep long enough, you don't have quality and quantity sleep, your cortisol is going to climb higher and higher and higher. And chronic high cortisol can increase your overall fat storage, especially around your belly, your midsection. Yay, right? Not yay. So a great alternative would be get more sleep. Let's work on lowering our stress levels because sleep's going to do that for you anyways. Mm-hmm. So double win. Sleep also is a secret inflammation fighter. Yeah. So your immune system will work better for you the next day if you get enough sleep. Lack of sleep, that's going to weaken your immune system. It's going to increase inflammation. And by the way, that increased inflammation is directly linked to obesity and metabolic syndrome. So if you're up scrolling Instagram, TikTok at midnight, yeah, your immune system's like, hey girl, we need to fight off. Yeah, we need some help here. Internally, externally. So put the phone down and get that sleep. Sleep affects your cognitive function. Tired brains make really dumb decisions, period. So if you've ever tried to make a healthy meal plan on 4 hours of sleep,
good luck.
Yeah, you're going to end up with like a grocery list of like cheese,
I'll
wine,
have Pringles, and
right. It's not going to look good. You're going to go to the grocery store and you're going to pick out all the...
You're like, well, I'm going to cut back. I'm looking at Cool Ranch and not nacho cheese Doritos today.
Right. It's just poor sleep. It's going to affect your decision-making skills, your focus, your willpower. It's going to, it's going to be hard to say no to cupcakes when your brain is barely functioning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're trying to build some micro habits to change your life, well, good luck if you have a foggy brain. So instead, let's have clarity and get some sleep in order to get that clarity. So how long should you be sleeping? The sweet spot for most adults is 7 to 9 hours. And y'all, I hear it all the time. Clients, oh, I'm good with 5 to 6. I'm really good with... No, you're not. No, you're not. Science points. You have said that, and you're not good with 5 or 6. Most adult science points to 7 to 9 hours. The sweet spot, kind of 8 as an average, for sleep is the best for most people. Like there is a 1% population that can get less than that, and it is a genetic thing. Yeah. So, but 7 to 9 hours, quality sleep, sweet spot for most adults. And 5 hours plus 3 cups of coffee, that does not count.
Well, let's talk about cortisol. Like, do you not think that's a cortisol bomb? Like,
it is a cortisol
sleep
bomb.
And then chugging black. Well, obviously, I'm probably the only one on this podcast or listening that drinks black coffee. But yeah, having 3 cups of coffee after no sleep, like you're doing nothing but filling your body full of cortisol.
Absolutely, terrible cortisol bomb. So it's not just about feeling rested, y'all. It's about giving your body time to recover. Right? We talked about earlier the fact that growth hormone is released when you sleep. That is going to help your muscles recover from any strength training you've been doing. It is going to reset the hormones, the cortisol, the leptin, the ghrelin. It is going to regulate your appetite, right? So prioritizing sleep is not being lazy. Going to bed early is not being lazy. It is strategic. So if you are having fat loss stall, you're not seeing results, this is one of the things you should be asking yourself. Am I getting enough sleep? Because if you're not, you are basically fighting against yourself on the whole fat loss battlefield. So what is it that I've been doing to get better sleep in the past 12 months? What I've done is I finally went out and got some blackout curtains. So we hung some blackout curtains in our bedroom. Here's the funny part, y'all. They are so ugly.
It's basically like canvas. They are ugly. If I think they're ugly, then
they're really ugly. I got them off Amazon. They do the job. Our bedroom is insanely functional. I should have had somebody with, I don't know, design taste help me with decor.
Yeah.
I did not do a great job with that, but it is super duper functional in the fact that the blackout curtains do its job, and they keep the light out, and it is amazing. And our bedroom is not only darker, but it also lowered the temperature of our bedroom because of the window and where it faces. Yes.
Yeah, because we have a giant bay window that gets
a lot of sun.
Gets a ton of sun, gets the afternoon sun.
Right.
So yeah, in the afternoons in the summer, it can get warm.
Right.
But that's probably 8 degrees, 10 degrees maybe in the summer. So pretty significant.
Yeah. And so the blackout curtains, those have helped. They have not helped our bedroom look cuter. It's just helped my sleep. And another thing I've done, weighted blanket. We got a weighted blanket, y'all. I love this weighted blanket. And now that I sleep with a weighted blanket, y'all, when I go on vacations, like when I go to Spain or when I go to wherever else Isla Mujeres, Mexico, I almost like, I wish I could take my weighted blanket. That would cost a lot to have to pack in your luggage.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I know. But I do love it. It's so great to sleep with. It just helps. And so that is a little thing that's been helping. You have been turning the thermostat down to like 69 for me, and I love it. The lowered temperature really does help me fall asleep. I love it. I've been going to bed at a decent time instead of, staying up too late. I've been working towards that. And then also, one thing I recently started probably about a month ago, I started taking the PM sleep powder by Sweat Ethic. And y'all know I rep Sweat Ethic, but here's what I'm going to say this real quick. What was the company that tried to get us to, it
was called
Kill Switch.
Yes, it was called Kill Switch. It was okay. It was kind of like
Kill Switch,
chocolatey water flavor.
It was like it was a powder. They sent me some sleep powder and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try anything. Because at that point, this was probably about a year ago and I was still not sleeping well. And I thought, well, I'll try anything. And so they sent it to me and we both tried it. And it would put you to sleep. It would
put you down, but then you would be awake at
in
3:30.
the middle of the night. Yeah. So it would put you to sleep, but then it would just boom, you'd be wide awake in the middle of the night. For both of us, that happened. Mm-hmm. And we tried it for multiple nights and that same, occurrence happened. And of course I emailed the guy and I was like, I can't rep your powder. It's not working. The efficacy is just not there for me. And they told me to take a double dose and I was like, no, I don't think I will. And so you never saw me make a video of that. And then let's see, I've tried other things. I mean, I've done as much as taking Unisom, which is basically the same ingredient that's in, what is it? Benadryl to help me get to sleep because when I struggle night after night after night and I don't get good sleep, finally I'm like, throw my hands in the air. I've got to get some good sleep. And so I'll take a Unisom to get good sleep. And that would help. But I also really just don't like taking Unisom at night. And so, yes, I tried magnesium, just basic magnesium glycinate.
Yeah.
But, and that has a calming effect on me. But then, I did not go out to order the PM sleep powder through Sweat Ethic. I actually ordered some Sweat Ethic Weight Up protein powder, and in my order they just threw it in for free because it was a deal they were giving, right, to anyone, not just me. And so I was like, "Ooh, sleep powder! Let's try it. Let's try it out, y'all. It is amazing. It is so great. It is so great that I'm not done with the bottle that I have right now or the container I have right now. And I have 2 more being shipped to me because I am so afraid of running out of this stuff. It tastes like, what does it taste like?
It's like a berry drink.
Flavored drink.
Yeah.
And I don't, it
tastes
take much.
Fine. It
tastes good. And I drink it at night and boom, y'all, I fall asleep fast. I sleep deeply. It doesn't wake me up in the middle of the night. I am sleeping so well. Now, yes, you'll also know that I have recently increased my cardio.
Yeah.
That
has
definitely
something, plays a part.
It does. It definitely plays a part.
Well, and you're also getting you're getting more sunlight because you're riding your bike out and jogging, and just the seasons are changing to where you're outside more. So that also is probably having some effect.
Yeah. So I will say that all of these things that I've been doing, plus the extra cardio, is definitely helping me get some really great sleep. And I feel like for the first time in years, I'm getting consistent great sleep, and I'm kind of excited about it. So sometimes your weight loss plan has to start with actions like going to bed early. Set yourself a bedtime alarm like you would for your kids. Shut the kitchen down. Put your phone away. Make sleep a sacred habit, not an afterthought. You could totally be crushing your workouts with good sleep. You could totally be making better choices in the kitchen with great sleep. If you're trying to burn the candle at both ends, your results, your goals, they're going to suffer. So this is your permission slip to stop glorifying the hustle and start glorifying your health. And sleep can be a secret weapon. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If this episode gave you an aha moment, I'd love if you would leave a review or share this with your tired bestie. If you are ready to transform yourself with real strategies that work, come hang out inside my Transform Yourself membership. You can find that at thecaloriedeficitqueen.com under the coaching tab. I also have cookbooks there. My 3-step meal prep is there. Right now, exciting, I'm working on a full-on desserts cookbook. I think that one's a fun one to work on, but the problem is that I'm making desserts every day.
Constantly. Sometimes the same one multiple times a day.
Yes, to get it right so that I can photo
Make that cookie one again.
Which cookie one?
The one
that I made last night.
Yes,
yesterday?
Yes.
That was a good one. Y'all ate all the bananas. I can't make more. I get bananas for my recipes.
We can't get more bananas? Or they're out of we ate the last banana?
You have to go to the store and give me some more bananas, please.
I'll probably have to go for something else.
Probably. Back to Costco we go. All right. Y'all, go get some good sleep. You've earned it. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Transform Yourself. Until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and keep transforming yourself.
Adios.